Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are going to explain to you and show you the only way that you need to be doing top-down analysis. So let's get started. Now, usually all the videos that we've seen from people doing top-down analysis, they literally have like 20 different time frames. And I'm not even sure if they use like the monthly and weekly, but they have, I don't know, daily and 8 hour, 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 45 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, like they, and then 5, 3, 1, and then seconds and whatever. And they just do top down analysis of like 20 different time frames, and they don't even know the purpose of each one. And it just gets so messy. And we had enough of this, and we just wanted to clear these things up, okay? And we wanted to show you how we do it and how it's been working for us and all of our members, how they've been seeing amazing results just by understanding each time frame properly and knowing what to use it for. Okay, so guys, we start off on the monthly time frame on any pair. Like most of you already know that we trade GPJPY only. Um, so if you trade another pair, just use the same system for your pair. I'm just gonna do GPJPY. I said this is the pair that we do. But anyways, let's get started. So we start on the monthly, and on the monthly, we look for monthly zones. Okay, we look for buy or sell zones, and we look where we are on the monthly. So you can see this buy zone that we had quite a while ago. Okay, this was created in 2016. So this was a valid buy zone. Then we wicked into it. We had a nice reaction, but then we came into it deeper. So once we are deeper in the monthly buy zone, then we know something is gonna happen. Okay, most likely, obviously. So then we look at our smaller time frame, which I will get into later. Because then is when we're going to be looking for buys. Okay, if you're not looking for buys on monthly zones, then I don't know what you're doing. Okay, if you're looking to sell right here, then I don't know. Basically, you're an idiot. Okay, so um, this is one of the strongest zones possible on Earth. Okay, and in history, on those are monthly zones. Okay, so once we are in monthly zones, we need to be looking for buys on like weekly time frame, daily, and like 4 hour. We're going to be looking at trades on these time frames, and these tend to be very strong reactions. Okay, so any buys that we're going to be taking here, those are very potential big swing trades. Okay, these are not trades that you enter here and you close out here. Okay, no, these are trades that you hold, that you enter, and you take it to the next monthly zone, which would be this one. Okay, and this is indeed what it did. So once you take trades over here deep, very deep, you hold these trades to the next one, which would be, over 2000 pips. So, if you get like a nice entry, like maybe 20 pips stop loss or something like that, and you target 2000 pips, because these are the swing trades, then, those risk to reward are 1 to 100, just by this one entry. Obviously, this is not easy to get it. And there are not going to be a lot of trades. There may be going to be one or two trades like these, but these are the swings that you need to hold, okay, that double your account, that triple your account. Obviously, then we're going to find some trades over here on the 4 hour, on the daily. We're going to find trades in the middle over here that we're also going to be targeting this monthly, but we are going to be um, closing our positions earlier. Okay, we're not going to be waiting and holding it for months, because these trades are already, there's not an edges. This is already in the middle of price action. So these can return at any time as well. So we don't want to be greedy. We just set certain targets, and we maybe target 100, 200 pips, and that's it. But for these trades at the edges, those are the swings. Okay, these are the ones that we hold, that we like to hold and make the most money on. Okay, so understanding where we are in the monthly. So right now we are in this monthly zone. Okay, so what do we have to do? We have to be selling. Okay, every time we're in the monthly, we have to look for sell. So we should be selling over here on this blue candle. We should be selling here when the big black candle came into very deep. We sold over here. Then price comes back. We again sold over here, and we already made quite amount of pips on this move. We catch the whole move, which is over 300 pips. So it's looking like it's going up again right now, but understanding where we're in the monthly is very important. So we need to look for the nearest zones, and then we just need to wait. For example, if price is in the middle, okay, if it's in the middle, like this, for example, all this bullish moves, basically, this when price is over here, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months until it is to the monthly sell zone that it came basically from the buy zone, we're going to be buying. Okay, it has no, it's no such thing as looking for a lot of sells when we're over here. Okay, when we're over here, we're just looking for buys. We're looking for buys. We're looking for buys. We're looking for buys. We're looking for buys until we are here. Then we maybe close almost all our buys. Okay, then is a good time to close all buys that you took over here, over here, over here, until you are back at the monthly sell zone. Then what is our job? We're gonna sell, and we had some reaction. Came back up again. Maybe find some small buys over here. Came back up. Then we're gonna sell again. And once price, for example, would pass this low over here, it would pass this low with like a stronger candle over here like this, then there is a good chance that price will continue to the next zone, which would be this one. Okay, this would be the next zone that I would target. Okay, I would not be greedy and target the next one. There is a zone over here. So what are we going to do then when this happens? We are going to be selling, 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 selling over here to always this area over here. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be constantly selling everything. Same like here, all this bullish move. If we would get a bearish move like this, once we pass this low, then we're just gonna be sell, sell, selling, selling to this area. Okay, which would be a very nice target. Okay, so if we sell over here, it would be over 1,000 pips. Okay, with like lots of trades on like the 4 hour and on the daily sometimes. Maybe some 15-minute scalps that we find as well. So yeah, guys, the monthly is very important to understand. If we would pass this high, for example, over here, well, actually not this high. If we would pass this monthly zone and we would close above, um, I would still not be looking for too many buys because we have to be careful. There's another sell zone right here. It's not the strongest one. It's not like this one. It's a basing zone, but it is definitely valid. So if we would get out of this monthly zone and we would close above it, then we'd still be in another monthly zone. So what are we gonna do back when we get in there? We're just gonna sell. Okay, same thing. We're just gonna sell, 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 sell anywhere we can, and then we're gonna see if any lows get broken, sorry, like this, or maybe some new lows is going to be created like this, for example. And once we close below it, then we're going to be looking for more sells and sells to the next zone. Okay, this is what we're going to do. So understanding this on the monthly is very important. So we have some more monthly targets over here, but obviously these are very far away. These might get hit next year, the year after. These are just very far away. Okay, we're still very, very far away from that. For now, we're focusing on this right here, okay, which would be this monthly sell zone. What we do in the weekly is we trade weekly zones, okay? Same thing like we do in the 4 hour. We trade weekly zones. So on the weekly, there is actually a zone right now, which would be this one. We're still pretty far away from that. Okay, this could take a couple of weeks to get there. But this is a weekly zone where we saw some strong selling happening. So what do? We trade weekly zones. We saw another zone over here. The way of drawing it of this pin bar is a bit tricky. Okay, you could say, okay, I'm gonna just take the whole pin bar, or I'm gonna use some other candles that make the zone a bit smaller. You can do this as well. Okay, which would also be valid. That really depends on yourself. Okay, so let's say we draw it this way. We had a nice strong bullish move. Price came back, and then we looked to buy. Okay, you can buy on like on the 4 hour, for example. You can find some entries. You can find some entry signals on the 4 hour time frame, sometimes even on the 15 minute. That's a bit trickier, but it gets better risk to reward, obviously. But usually for the weekly time frame, we use the 4 hour time frame just to enter like pin bars or engulfing or whatever you can find. Those are pretty strong signals. And as you can see, these reactions, they look very small, but I mean, there's still 400 pips, guys. And another reaction, we had, almost 300 pips. And then we had another reaction, we had, 700 pips. So this is just a weekly zone, okay, guys? And as you can see on the weekly, let me just zoom out a little bit. When you look to the left, there is a weekly zone as well over here, okay? Where you can see how price came into it. Let me just remove this zone. How price came into it and had a very nice reaction to the next weekly zone, okay, which would be this one. It's always zone to zone, guys. There's no secret. There's nothing complicated. It's zone to zone, okay. So you can see a nice move from up here to down here, which was the first time, over 700 pips that you can make on this trade. So yeah, guys, now we are looking at this weekly zone, and now it's just waiting time, to be honest. Okay, now it's just waiting and waiting till price gets here. Yes, you can say, okay, I'm going to look at this weekly zone as well, this buy one, as we had a nice reaction and a break of structure, but we have to keep in mind that this is a level that has already been touched, so we have to be careful. But it is definitely a valid level as well. It just has to be traded accordingly. Okay, so moving on to the daily. What is this on? Let me just remove this one right here. Okay, so this would be monthly, sorry, these two would be the weekly zones. Okay, now moving on to the daily, we use daily levels as well, just to see some more major 4-hour levels. Okay, so for example, right here, we have daily level, okay, which we then refine on the 4-hour. Okay, this is usually what we do. We want to see the stronger levels. Okay, because the daily levels are a bit trickier to trade, so we just then do the 4-hour and then we trade them as usual, so that we don't pay too much attention to the daily. It's just some levels that can show a bit stronger levels on the 4-hour. Then, so for example, this buy level over here. Okay, this would be a nice level on the 4-hour as well, as we'll see right now. So these are two daily levels that we can look at. Well, basically 4-hour levels that we can look at. So as you can see, this big zone would be the weekly. This big zone right here would be another weekly. So, and these two smaller zones in between, those are the daily levels. So what we can see, for example, is we had a nice reaction to this 4-hour zone right here, which could be adjusted now to the next 4-hour zone, which would be this one, for example. This would be a nice 4-hour zone, or we can just trade the whole daily zone, and it's not too big, and maybe cut it in half and see how price reacts on both sides. That really depends. But we're going to leave this zone right now. We're just going to see what price does when it's getting close. And now for this part here, for example, we can say, okay, we're going to trade just this 4-hour level on the bottom right here, which would be the valid one. Not just the valid one, but it would be the cleanest one and the best price to buy. So then it's just waiting time, guys. This really depends on how you do things, but then it's just waiting. Okay, we see this weekly zone, we see this weekly zone, we see this daily zone with 4-hour zones in it. So we're going to focus more on the 4-hour side of things, not that much on the daily. We just know now that this level is a pretty strong level. So we have to be careful that when price is getting into these levels, we can look for some potential shorts over here and for potential longs over here. So guys, this is pretty much what we do. We check on the monthly whether we should be buying or selling. Then we have some weekly zones, then we have some daily zones and the 4-hour zones. But the daily zones, like I said, is basically the same as 4-hour, just to see some more major levels as we then adjust them to the 4-hour, so we don't really trade the daily. And then obviously the 15-minute time frame is just mainly for entries. We don't use it for anything else. Just wait for like 4-hour zones like this, for example, this zone right here. We just wait for price to come in this zone, and then we would look on the 15-minute time frame and see how price reacts in the zone, and then maybe if we can find some entries and all that stuff. Okay, guys. So guys, this is the only top-down analysis video you'll ever need. This can't get any simpler. You can do this on any single pair, and it will definitely clear things up for you. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. Also, if you want to share with us your top-down analysis from your pair, um, doing the way that you just learned from this video, just send us a message on Instagram, and send us your top-down analysis, and let us know how you find it, and maybe we can help you out, clear some things up about the top-down analysis and all that stuff, so you can do it yourself blindly, basically, and without hesitation. So yeah, guys, if you like this video, also would appreciate the like. We're uploading every week new videos, usually 2-3 times a week. So yeah, we try to keep it up and give you guys as much content as possible and education as possible. So yeah, guys, if you want more in-depth training, you can always check out the link in our description. You can find our website in there, so you can check it out. And yeah, guys, hope you like this video, and we'll see you in the next one.